Welcome back to the Staffing Playbook Podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Farrell. This is episode 26, and today we are diving into a must-know topic: how to use social media to market your staffing agency for B2B, so you can go out there and acquire new clients in 2025. But before we jump in, I'm really excited to introduce our new co-host, Genevieve Bourgeois. Genevieve, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you, Steve. I'm so honored and thrilled to be here with you.
We're excited to have you. You've been on the show a few times. You and I have worked together across a couple companies for the past 3 years. And for those of you that don't know you, why don't you give our audience a brief introduction?
Okay, well, hi. My name is Genevieve Bourgeois. I have been in the staffing industry for about 8 years now. Okay. I actually started off running a 360 desk doing recruiting and sales. Oof, that was a rough time. But I learned so much valuable information, which is what makes me great at marketing when it comes to staffing, because I understand both the B2B and the B2C needs.
Yeah, that's important, especially, marketing is just tough overall in any industry, but in staffing, marketing is often neglected. And I think as an industry, we are left behind. And so not only do you have experience in marketing, but you have experience in the staffing industry for client acquisition and recruiting and operations. And so you get to see all sides of the spectrum when it comes to what marketing does and how it influences an organization from sales to recruiting and operations. And so your insights are going to be valuable.
Well, thank you. But I got to tell you, there's something I'm super passionate about when it comes to staffing. First of all, we already know it's people, right?
Because that's right.
People matter. But we have the unique ability to go and change people's lives. All right. And so this is why I'm so passionate. I'm just so excited to go and talk about today's topic about teaching staffing firms how to build relationships, but online. It's so complicated and it's so nuanced, but we're going to break it down today and make it a little bit easier, because let's be honest, most companies, especially in the staffing industry, they are not great when it comes to just social selling.
No, they're not. And that's really, today's a really important episode for this, because agencies do struggle with their social media presence and how to use it as a platform for brand awareness, for social selling. Before we jump in, I just got back from the Staffing Sales Summit hosted by Dan Morey. Dan, shout out. Awesome summit. There was a lot to unpack there, and we're gonna bring on a lot of guests over the next couple of months that were speakers there. But I'd say one big takeaway is the staffing industry in 2025 is already down 7% compared to 2024, which, for those of you that were around in 2024 in staffing, that was one of the worst years since the 08-09 financial crisis. And so if you're relying on cold calls and outdated outreach tactics, like, you're in trouble, big trouble. And so we'll get into that a little bit more. But Genevieve,
I gotta tell you, honestly, seeing that 7% dip, that is brutal. And it's not just about the decline that's going on here. It's about how clients are changing the way how they buy. And so companies are researching staffing firms right now. Okay. And they're also going to social media first. They want to see, hey, what are you doing? Are you building any credibility? Is there anything valuable here before they're even answering a sales phone call? Like, you can smile and dial, but if they don't know who you are,
right.
I mean, do you think they're going to take your call? You've got to establish credibility. And that's the beautiful thing about social selling, is how you can do this online and expand your network. It's about increasing your visibility.
Yeah, it is about increasing your visibility. And, as a often, customers are of the staffing industry, they're looking for expertise. They're looking for thought leadership, someone that can come into their business and help improve their employment strategy. And I was hearing a lot about thought leadership over at the Sales Summit. Some incredible speakers, really helping us as an industry kind of break out from the mold and get on social and showcase our experience. Right, we've got a lot of experience in this industry, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to get that out on social media for prospective customers to see them. And so, again, stay tuned. I'm going to be bringing people like Kim Henderson, Mike Bradbury, Diane Prince, and others that were speakers at the summit. But going back to this main topic today, how to use social media to market your staffing firm, to acquire new clients. Let's first start with Genevieve. Most staffing firms are still treating social media like a job board, and that's a problem. Like, you have the old way of posting a job, hope and pray that people apply, get zero engagement. Companies are just, doing these static posts on their LinkedIn, and that's a problem.
Oh, ooh, that is the understatement of 2025. Okay. Like, you are 100% correct right there. And so many people are treating it as if clients are actually looking at job postings, but they are not. Do you know what they want to see?
What do they want to see?
They want to see your expertise. Okay. Do we actually know what we are talking about, right? As a brand,
Right.
as a company, do we actually know what we are talking about? That's one thing that they want to see. They want to know if we are credible. Okay. Have we helped other companies? Do we have testimonials, or is there anything where we can actually showcase or have a case study to be like, this is how we helped X, Y, and Z company grow and become more stable during this time, X, Y, and Z, blank, blank, blank. Okay. Not going to give any company names away, but that's one of the things we need to establish credibility. And then also our personality. Okay. Here's the thing. Like, what it's like having to go either door to door or making all these cold calls with your personality, right? How do you do that online? And then on top of that,
You have to have a personality, though, right?
yeah, that is absolutely true. But it's one of those things you got to figure out at the end of the day, would they actually want to work with you? And that's the hardest part. That's where having your brand identity and offering valuable content for them increases this. But we've got so much work to do talking about just building relationships and engagement. And that's what really matters, more so than a job posting, because your clients aren't looking there.
Yeah, that is interesting. So, social media isn't just about promoting your services. Like, look at us, look at what we do, right? We have we're the most compliant, we're the most safe, we're the most price friendly, we get the best applicants. Like, every staffing firm says that. So it's just noise, it's static. People are going to scroll right past it.
Because
It's just,
the thing is that you're trying to sell, 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 sell.
that's right.
Mhm.
And we have to flip the script, because like you mentioned, it's about building relationships, building trust. Companies that engage in conversations, not just post content, they see the biggest ROI. There was a fact or a data point shared at the summit that sales professionals in our industry that are effective in their social selling are 78% more effective in closing deals, getting clients than anybody else. And so the ROI is there. But Genevieve, when we talk about the power of engagement and relationships, this is the staffing playbook. Give us the playbook. Give us the breakdown.
Right. Let's break it down play by play. Sorry, I had to.
It's good.
So here, let's go break it down. Here's what actually works on social media. Okay. Commenting on decision makers' posts. Okay. Not just going and clicking the like and follow button. All right. Add actual value. People will see that. They'll take note of that. Okay. Because that's showing that you are taking an initiative. All right. Sharing insights from your own experiences. Right. Think about like LinkedIn posts, right? There's a lot that are all really focused towards staffing challenges, right? But
Hmm.
let's try to actually get away from the generic posts of saying, hey, we're hiring. Offer some insights. Okay. If you're in a targeted area, and let's just think about like industries that are popping off, that are starting to get busier and gearing up, then you need to change your strategy. You need to start getting ahead, taking a calendar, planning it out, and talking to your sales team, talking to the people in operations. Hey, at what time of the year does this start to pick up? Because you want to start going and advertising and putting statistics and valuable content, like value added content
Mm.
out about a month ahead of time at least. All right. And then on top of that, I got to tell you, you don't want to just do a static post for everything. You don't, because that gets
Hmm.
boring after a certain point in time. I mean, if it's like
Right.
scroll, scroll, scroll.
Especially the AI static posts that everybody's doing. We're just relying on AI to post our content and
Oh,
write our content.
and I'm just like, can everyone please just proofread it? Like, I love AI, but just proofread and add your own voice to it. Because think about that part of being genuine. If you're just letting AI do all the posting for you, where's your like personality? Where is
Right.
your brand? Where are you building that relationship? Okay. I don't know. You tell me. It hasn't quite happened yet. It could
No,
happen.
you need that personality. I mean, like 2.5 years ago, and only a few people knew about ChatGPT. I was one of them. Like posting content on LinkedIn was so cool by AI because most people didn't have a clue. At least that's what I thought. But now it's like there's like you just scroll past it. You don't want to read it.
Mhm.
But I like how you mentioned sharing, some of your own experiences. Have your own personality. Um, Commenting on decision makers posts, like if you want to, like we all like get those notifications when someone likes our post, comments on our post, right? Or reshares. Like we're like, who just reshared our post, who commented. Like it's just natural, right? That's what we've been trained on social media. And so if you're commenting on the decision makers posts and liking them and providing some real value, uh, you're starting to build a relationship with them, and they're going to be out of curiosity looking at who you are. And if they're clicking on your LinkedIn profile and just seeing some incredible content, like for example, here in Utah, a lot of companies are struggling to find maintenance techs. They're hard to come by. It's a unique skill set in manufacturing, and you have to be competitive and pay. And so I went into some labor data and looked at the market for these techs, and it looks like the state of Utah has more job openings for these maintenance techs than there actually are maintenance techs available. So it was like, wow, no wonder why we're having a problem. So I published this on LinkedIn, lots of different charts, and at the end of the day, my recommendation was, you want a good maintenance tech? You're not going to find them off of a job ad. You need to increase your pay to be above market. So you got to be at like $35 an hour. I know that's
Competitive. You've got to be
hard pill to
competitive.
swallow. And
Very.
then you need to be reaching out to them. You need an active recruiter to go and find them, because they're not going to be looking for you. And so that kind of content, if I'm engaging with a prospect that has a need for a maintenance tech and engaging with their content, they come on my page and they start seeing my stuff on their feed, and they go, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to maintenance techs. I'm going to reach out and see if he can help me.
Yeah, because you've established credibility, because you put value add out there.
That's right.
Look at that. You know what you're doing.
All right. So John VF, social selling. The
Okay.
term gets thrown around a lot. Many staffing firms still just do not understand what it means or how to do it right. I want to break it down just a little bit more. You mentioned commenting on decision makers, sharing insights, creating short form videos. What else can we do to social sell?
Okay. So absolutely here. So let's kind of break down what is social selling. Okay. Let's just break it down play by play. We're going play by play.
Play by play. Let's go.
Play. All right. So here's our strategy. So social selling is strategic approach that allows us to use social media for building relationships, engaging with potential clients and customers, and driving sales, essentially. And it allows us to go expand our reach, all right, because there's only so many doors and so many phone calls you can make.
That's right.
There's only so much you can do that. Now, it's not just about posting content, all right? It is about building connections through branding, okay? So your social media presence should showcase who you are, why you are the best in the business, why you are the sun in the sky when it comes to staff.
Can't we just say we're the best in staffing and call it that?
No, you have to give clients a reason to trust you. And then this is where it's one of those things through some of your postings, you've got to build that engaging story where it builds that establishment, that trust of why they should trust working with you. You can't just go out there and say, we're the best. You can't. It doesn't work.
So you have to show that you're the best.
Exactly. So showcasing. So that's one of the steps here. Now, like I've mentioned previously, expanding your digital reach. All right. You need to be able to engage with decision makers and create content that's actually going to attract the right audience. Right.
That's important.
So sometimes it's going to be that valuable information. Or what you can do is take the data analytics, because if you're seeing people reshare or you're getting a lot of impressions, and let's just say it's on a pain point, right? There's probably a reason why. There's probably a reason why people are interacting with that post. So you should start creating more posts that are similar to that are putting out valuable value add content that's engaging, that is helping form trust. That is something that is going to add value and build credibility, because that is the biggest part about this. It's establishing relationships online, building credibility, but also, you, like I just mentioned, you've got to use your data to understand what your potential clients are looking for and what their challenges they're dealing with. So tracking your engagement is super important. Learn what topics are resonating with them, and then go back at it, go back to the drawing board if you have to, and redefine and refine your actual approach and strategy when it comes to your online marketing strategy.
Yeah, it's almost like you need to solve that customer's problem before they do or someone else's. And so you mentioned using the data to understand your potential clients, like their pain points, who are the decision makers, like who is your ideal audience, and having a message that resonates with them. So if there's a problem that they have that you know how to solve and you get that messaging in front of them, you're going to stand out. I think all this really makes sense. So instead of like pushing sales, like, okay, here's everything about us, like just static, noisy content, AI posted content. I know you guys are all guilty, including me. We're pulling in the clients by showing up in their world and offering something useful, right? And that is engaging with their posts and then posting useful content that they're going to want to engage with and learn from you. So walk me through how this actually works in practice. How does social selling turn into a post, turn a post into a business opportunity? Because that's what a lot of people are looking for, is like, okay, how everything I do on LinkedIn, Genevieve, how does this turn into business? Like, bring me the clients.
Oh my goodness. What was that movie? Jerry Maguire, Bring Me the Money, or Show Me the Money.
Show me the money.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, so the thing is, great question, first of all. The process, it is a pretty simple framework, but think about it this way. You've got to be consistent, okay? Like, you can't just go and put one post out there and expect that's going to go viral and all of this, and not everyone's going to start coming to you being like, Steven, we want you to help us find staff. That's not how it's going to work, okay? You got to be...
Wait, hold on. Cancel the show. I thought that's how this works. I thought it'd be this easy.
No, I know, no. But this is why you have marketing work with you, okay? Like,
okay.
Big thing, marketing and sales, they need to be united, and they need to be in sync. Okay.
100%. That was clear coming back from the summit. Sales Summit, sales and marketing have got to be unified.
Oh, 100%. But so let's go and get back to the framework. Okay. So it's like I already mentioned, establishing credibility. Okay. All right. You're not going to do this with just one post, Stephen.
How about two?
Nope. You've got to be consistent. Okay. So when you start sharing valuable industry insights, trends, or relevant content on a regular basis, okay, you're going to establish credibility right there. Easy, right?
Yeah.
So a couple times a week, start posting valuable things. All right. Take 5 to 10 minutes a day. That's it. 5 to 10 minutes a day. But make sure the information you are putting out there is valuable. All right. It's some sort of trend or insight or relevant. Okay. It's relevant. It can't just be
right.
a meme, even though I love a good funny meme. It cannot just be like, I mean, maybe like every once in a while, if it's something when it comes to like staffing,
right.
just so that you have a sense of humor, which actually would be part of the, hey, would I actually want to work with this person? Oh,
yeah.
So I do encourage mixing it up, but absolutely like 98% of the time you need to be sharing valuable content. Okay. That's step number 1 of our framework. All right. And then analyzing the engagement. Okay. Once you post, track the data.
Wait. So you're saying I have to not only post, 2, 3, 4 times a week, but then I've got to analyze the analytics, who's engaging, who's looking at my posts?
Honestly, yes. I'm going to say yes.
Cool.
Because you really need to identify what topics are getting the most traction. All right. You can go replicate that strategy.
That's how you're testing your audience of if the content you're posting is relevant and helpful to them, you're going to see that higher level of engagement. And when you post something that's not relevant to them, there's 0 to maybe little engagement, and that's using the data to strategize what you're going to post moving forward.
Well, I work in marketing and we do A and B testing all the time. You need to figure out what's working and what's not working.
Okay. So sales reps can do A/B testing on their own LinkedIn. Is that what you're telling me?
They should probably ask for help. But honestly, like, here's the basic thing.
That's your marketing team.
Right. But here's the basics. Okay. If you're just out there, you're doing sales and you really want to get get more involved, honestly, go look at what posts got the most likes, shares, comments versus what didn't. And then look at the actual content of it. It can be something that's super simple. Maybe it's super simple for me, but you just look at the numbers, go through your own feed. The numbers are right there. They're displayed. You can see right there. And it will just take a few minutes. And if you see something that's like, wow, I got like 2,000 shares or 2,000 likes and like 85 shares, maybe you need to revisit that post. All right. And look at the content and then look at what are the outliers that did not do so well. And then see what worked and see what didn't. Anyone can do that on their own personal page. It's just, do you want to take the few minutes? Do you want to take the time to do it? And when it comes to social selling, I highly suggest that you go do that and you analyze your engagement rates. I think it's actually super important and not enough people actually do that. But if you go to all these social media like influencers, what do you think they're doing?
They're looking at that data.
They are.
Every day.
They are.
Yeah, and it's interesting because there's a lot of sales reps out there that are tuning in. They probably don't have a lot of connections on LinkedIn. Maybe they've got 100, maybe they've got 1,000 or so. And it's not about volume of connections, but it's being connected to the right people. So if you don't have a best practice in place of every prospect that you're reaching out to and connecting with, to also connect with them on LinkedIn and also connect with multiple people within that organization, you're really missing out on a huge opportunity. You need to connect with your prospects on LinkedIn. And please, when you do that, do not send a note saying, I hope this message finds you well, is the connection request. I'm in staffing and we'd love to help you. click below to schedule a meeting on my calendar, you're done.
I probably have about 40 plus of those in my inbox that I won't even look at. Okay.
Right.
It's like, I'm like, who are you? Because they're all going to sell me something. But I mean, I work in marketing, and do you know how many like SaaS, like software as a service
Right.
companies are trying to reach out to me?
It's
Oh,
gotta be a ridiculous amount.
that is a pro tip. Listen to Steven. Please don't do that. Actually write
No.
genuine. And what I used to do when I worked in sales, if it was one of those things, like I noticed that they were from, I don't know, Georgia, and I saw that they went to Georgia State, I'd go and go Bulldogs, or just something like that.
Yeah.
Something more genuine, because it actually shows that you took the time to look a little bit into what they're doing and who they are and learning about their personality. Okay.
Yeah.
That's part of relationship building.
If you can't come up with something, like you've done research, but there's just nothing you can relate to, just don't send a note at all. No note is better than "I hope this message finds you well."
Clearly, we both have gotten way too many of those. But all right, let's go and get back on track. Okay?
Yeah, sorry. Squirreled here for a moment.
No, sorry, it's fine. Tangent over for now. But so when it comes to the framework of just social selling, okay, we've already talked about establishing credibility, analyzing your engagement, and then we've already discussed replicating what works. Okay, all right. If it's resonating with someone, go double down on that type of content. All right. And lastly, nurturing through engagement. Okay. Engage in the comments. All right. DM people, just direct message people who are interacting with your content.
Make sure I hope this message finds you well.
You will not stay top of mind if I get one of those. But so it is, like, it's pretty simple. All right. Like, think about 4 steps: credibility, analyzing the engagement, replicating what works, and nurturing through engagement. Okay. That's it.
So really what you're saying is social selling is a long game. It's organic. It can't be forced. I mean, your boss may force you to social sell, but that's another story. I'm guilty of that. It's about earning trust, showing up with value, staying top of mind, right?
Exactly. And if you're doing it right, by the time a prospect actually needs staffing help, you're the first call they make because you have stayed on top of mind.
Yeah, it's going back to, we talked about this in a previous episode. It's the day one list, right? When a prospective customer is looking to add or replace an agency, they already have 1 to 2 agencies on their mind that they are going to reach out to. So if you're just, cold calling all these companies and hoping, you walk in there one day and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here, John Viev. We need another staffing agency. What's your rates? We'll sign today." That doesn't happen.
Well, that's a dream.
That's a dream. Yeah. They have done their homework. They've talked to, their friends from SHRM or, other people in their network, and they're looking at your social media. And if they have been following you, you've been providing value to them as an HR leader or as a plant manager or a CEO or CFO, they're already thinking about you. And so when that need arises, or you happen to just reach out at the right time when they have a pain point that's not being addressed, you're on that day one list. And around 90% of agencies on a customer's day one list is chosen as that agency. So I like the odds. I like to be part of that 90%. I want the odds to be in my favor.
As we all do.
All right. So just to wrap, let's kind of summarize the key takeaways from today. I started off this episode with the staffing industry is down 7% this year already, compared to one of the worst years we had last year since probably 08 or 09. So if you do not adapt, you are going to fall behind. You're already behind if you're part of that. If you're down single digits or double digits already, you're behind. Social selling is part of that solution, and it's not optional. It's where your buyers are researching vendors. They are on social media. They're on TikTok, they're on YouTube, they're on LinkedIn, they're on Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Think about your ideal customer avatar and ask yourself, where do they spend their time on social media and which platforms? And how do you reach them? Not just on one platform, but multiple platforms or all platforms that they're on. Engagement, you mentioned engagement in relationships is more important than just posting static content, posting jobs. Like, you need to be engaging and building relationships with your audience. And then lastly, you mentioned if you're not consistently posting and commenting on your prospects, on your customer companies that you're targeting, if you're not engaging with your prospects, you're invisible.
Yeah, you're a ghost. You do not exist in their mind.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to just get out there, be consistent, social sell. It doesn't take that much time. Well, I mean, it does, but at the same point in time, it's the long game. It's not the short.
Value added, right? It's an
Value
investment of your time.
Value added. So, you know what? Start showing up, start engaging with people, all right? And start offering value. That is how you're going to win and succeed in 2025.
Is that it? It's so simple. Now, and this is one episode of many on this topic because we kept it pretty simple here. And if you just act on what's been shared today, you're going to be performing far ahead of your peers if you can execute on this. Just remember, it's the long game. It's that consistency, and it's that authentic engagement with your prospects, not just commenting because John Viev told you to do that. Like, provide real value. Well, sorry.
No, like, couldn't have said it better. Could not have said it better.
That's right.
But all right. Anything else you want to talk about today?
No, I think that's a wrap. If you got value from today's episode, connect with us on LinkedIn. Share your biggest social media win or challenges. Comment below. Don't forget to tune in to our upcoming episode where we have one every Friday. I've got some amazing guests. We have some amazing guests, my new co-hosts. We have some amazing guests that are going to be coming, a lot of industry leaders. And all the topics for 2025, it's all going to be around the staffing playbook. What are the tactics for you to be successful in sales, in marketing, in recruitment, operations, leading your organization? If you want to grow your staffing firm in 2025, this is the year to tune in the staffing playbook. Got a link below if you want to be a guest on the program. You just click on that. We'll schedule a call. If you're looking for staffing help, I've got a link there. Click below. And don't forget to give us a follow. We are on Spotify, Podbean, of course, LinkedIn, YouTube, and soon we'll podcast, even though I don't like Apple. I guess we'll have to go on there too.
It's my fault.
Well, welcome again, John Viev. It's going to be an exciting year, talking to a lot of industry experts and helping everybody this year. Despite what the industry trends are telling us, it's going to be the flat is the new up. Haley Marketing published an article recently about the flat is new up. I hate that. I hate it with a passion. I do not accept flat is new up, but I get it. But if you want to be truly up year over year, tune in every Friday, and we're going to help you be successful.
Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. We'll see you all next time.
See you next Friday. Thank you.